feeling low.
Hey there, Lemonheads, and welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna, and today we're doing a workout. I'm a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian to be. Ding! I do not want to prolong this intro today. I didn't film an intro because I wanted to dive straight into the workouts, and I'm going to share with you guys a really solid, simple, and effective lower body workout. I'm going to be in the gym, but I have also filmed at-home alternatives for those of you who happen to be working out at home, so you can follow along too if you want. Those at-home alternatives will be placed in an overlay at the top, either left or right corner of the screen, so keep an eye out for those there. I will also be offering little bits of education here and there, and some tips and tricks that might help you along with your workout. I'll put the whole workout in the description, so if you want to try this for yourself, you can reference back to the description box. Without anything further, let's make lemonade. So my warm-up always involves 10 to 15 minutes of some kind of cardio. Depending on what muscle group I'm training, I'll do some cardio that kind of corresponds with that. So since I'm doing legs today, I actually wanted to warm up on the Stairmaster, but the Stairmaster section was a little bit too crowded for me to feel comfortable filming. So I decided to hop on the treadmill. So I am not wearing my running shoes, so I'm not going to be running. I'm starting off at a pretty moderate speed, 3 to 3.3 miles per hour, and I always turn up the incline as soon as I get up to about 1 to 2%. At about the 2 or 3 minute mark, I'm going to crank up the speed to maybe around a 3.5 to 3.8, and I'll increase the incline so that it simulates me walking up a hill. The treadmills at my gym go up to 15% incline. I don't always get that high if I'm just doing a warm-up. I may get up to 10 or 12%. It does depend on how long I'm on the treadmill. So this is something that I like to do on the treadmill as part of my warm-up for a lower body workout. I'm just doing walking lunges. Now for this, you will have to slow down the treadmill quite a bit to about 1 mile per hour, maybe even a teeny bit slower, maybe like 0.8 miles per hour, somewhere in that range. Whenever I'm doing these on the treadmill for a warm-up, I'm really not counting how many, so I don't go for reps. I'm really going for time. I usually go for about a minute intervals of these on the treadmill, and I'll do this maybe once or twice. Again, it depends on how long my entire warm-up is as a whole. And I also put the incline down so that it's at flat ground, or if you want more of a challenge, then give yourself a little bit of incline. And right at this moment, the Stairmaster area cleared out. This was right at 5 minutes on the treadmill, so I'm hopping off the treadmill. Wipe down your machines, please, don't be a jerk. And I'm gonna go hop on the stairs now, because the stairs are open. Yes, I wipe down my machines before and after I use them. I don't care what you think. I've been doing this for years. It has nothing to do with this parallelogram. The reason I wipe down machines before I use them as well as after is because a lot of people, even though it's technically supposed to become a practice, a lot of people in the gym do not clean up after themselves. After they're done getting their sweaty body and sweaty, germy hands all over a machine, they don't wipe down the machine. So it's now a personal habit of mine to wipe down the machines before I use it as well as after. A gym or fitness facility is probably one of the most unsanitary places a person could put their body, which is the reason why pretty much all gyms have a station with paper towels and disinfectant for you to wipe down your machines afterwards. So I don't care what you say, I don't care what you think, call me a germaphobe or whatever you want, because you know what, this germaphobe hasn't been sick in about 4 years. Thank you very much. So since I was on the treadmill for 5 minutes, I decided to just do another 5 minutes on the stairs. So that's what we're doing. I don't think I said that before. So what you see me doing right now is something I just call giant steps. I don't know what else it would be called. I assume other people call it that too. This is something that I like to do to prepare my lower body for the resistance workout that's about to come. When you take these wide steps like this, it gets your glutes a lot more involved in addition to your quads. And just like on the treadmill, I also don't really go for reps for these. I'll go for about a minute with these. So this is still part of my warm-up. This is one of the few dynamic stretches that I actually took from physical therapy when I was in physical therapy last year. For those who don't know, I have had chronic Achilles tendonitis and I was in physical therapy for a few months. It worked. It got me to a much better point, but I still like to incorporate the dynamic stretches that I learned in PT, especially on lower body day, and this was one of them. I do about 10 to 15 of these leg swings on each side, and then right after I'm done with this, I'm gonna go into like some kind of slow butt kicks as well, and I'll do the same thing, about 10 to 15 on each side. Oh, and in case anyone is wondering, I assume that I'll get this question. My top and bottom are both from Lululemon. The leggings are the 21-inch high-rise Aligns because I am a 5'3" hobbit. The 25s are too long for me. The 28 inches are way too long for me. The 21s for me are a perfect cropped length. Top is very, very old Lululemon. I've had it for a couple years, so I don't even know if they like still have it. And my shoes are actually Skechers. They're from Ross, and I really dig them. They're very comfy, very supportive, and they're also actually non-slip, and they're like electric safety approved or something like that. I don't know. I just thought they were a mood. I'll tag my outfit details below. If I can find the tank top, I'll try and find it. But if not, then it's probably because it's been discontinued. And now that I found the true crime video I want to listen to, now we can finally get started. As you could see, I have loaded up the machine to start with 45 pounds on each side for 90 pounds total. So 90 pounds on the squat press machine is relatively light for me, I will say. So I guess you could still call it part of my warm up. I'm doing 4 sets total of this, and only my first set is going to be at this 90 pound weight. I think I went for about 12 repetitions. All right, second set, and as you can see, I'm adding on some weight now. So for my second set, I'm adding 25 pounds on each side for 50 pounds total. So that's gonna bring up the total weight to 140 pounds. When I am weight training and I sit down and start a new set of any exercise, I never ever start at my max weight. I always start a little bit lighter and work my way up to a heavier weight, even when I'm working to build strength and muscle, which really is, I guess always. I still gradually, week by week, add a little bit of weight to my heaviest sets, but I always still start off with my lighter sets. I don't ever recommend hopping on a machine or hopping into your first step with the absolute heaviest weight you can do. I always prefer to work my way up. At 140 pounds, I have around 10 to 12 repetitions in me at this weight. All right, so I am preparing for my 4th set, which is my last set at this machine. I did not show you guys my 3rd set. I repeated the same previous weight for my 3rd set. Since this is my last set, I'm going for my heaviest weight. This is actually a PR that I just hit on this day at this weight. So you guys are watching me hit a PR, which means personal record. So yay me. I removed the 25s. I added another 45-pound weight plate to each side. So 90 pounds on each side for a total of 180 pounds. Again, this is my last set, so I am going at my max weight. And for this last set at this weight, I had about 8 to 10 repetitions in me. All right, moving on to exercise number 2. We're gonna hop on another machine here. I'm just doing good old-fashioned glute kickbacks. Glute kickbacks are one of my favorite glute isolation exercises. I really love this machine. If you're short like me, you will have to do quite a bit of adjusting, as if you're taller as well. Luckily, machines have mechanisms that allow you to adjust things so that they fit your body the best they can. If you check out the top right corner here, you can see the at-home alternative that I'm offering here. And what I'm doing here is a very similar variation of a glute kickback. It would be called a donkey kick because my leg is bent at a 90-degree angle. If you have resistance bands, you can add a resistance band. But in my opinion, one of the best ways to do donkey kicks like this at home is to actually use an ankle weight if you have it. That way you don't have to mess with the resistance band, trying to keep it around your heel or your ankle or whatever. And I feel the ankle weights also offer a lot more control as well. If you're at the gym like me and you're doing kickbacks on a machine such as this one, I want to shed some light on foot positioning. A lot of machines have the foot pad like this for you to fully plant your feet. However, when you see me doing glute kickbacks, I actually prefer to position my foot so that only my heel is on the lower part of the machine. And you can really feel a difference whenever you position your foot differently. If you have your foot fully planted on the platform and you're doing your kickback, you will actually feel this quite a lot more, probably in your calves and your quads than you will your glutes. Versus if you position your foot so that your heel is on the pad and you are pushing through your heel, you will feel this more in your glutes. My personal recommendation to you, if you want to do your best glute kickback on a kickback machine, position your foot on the platform so that you are pressing up through your heel and not through your toes or not through all the rest of your foot. Make sure you're pushing most of the resistance up through your heel. That way you will feel it most in your glutes and get the most out of your kickback. All right, I'm on my second set here. And as I mentioned before, just like with my leg presses, I'm not starting out with my heaviest possible weight. I started out pretty moderate, which I think was about, if I can see that, I think it looks like 87.5 pounds. I stayed here for 2 sets, and then for my remaining 2 sets, I increased the weight to 100 pounds, and then to the next one up, which I believe was 112.5 pounds. The weight intervals on this machine are kind of funny, so. All right, so for my third exercise, I am preparing to do some walking lunges. My weight of choice for walking lunges is almost always kettlebells if they are available. And there's no reason that I use kettlebells other than just because they're easier to grip than dumbbells, and I don't always like putting stuff on my back, so that's why I don't prefer to use a barbell when I'm doing walking lunges. So just for ease, I much prefer kettlebells. Just like all the other exercises, I'm doing 4 sets of walking lunges. My gym has this really nice kind of open space, like sort of right in the middle of things. So it's very easy for me at my gym to do walking lunges with a decent amount of distance. I actually sometimes don't even count. I go to, if you can see that middle line in the concrete up there, that's usually the line that I go to for my lunges. I think it comes to about 15 or 16 one way. My first 2 sets are a 15-pound kettlebell in each hand for a total resistance of 30 pounds. So if you notice that there's no at-home alternative placed on the screen here, and that's because you can do lunges absolutely anywhere. If you don't have weights, body weight lunges are perfectly acceptable. And a little bit of a tip here, when you are doing lunges, sometimes people may have the tendency to lean their body forward. When you are lunging, the best piece of advice I can give you is to lower yourself down, not forward. It is perfectly acceptable and okay for that knee to go past that front toe. And make sure when you are pressing up out of the lunge, you're pressing up through your heel and not through your toe. For my last 2 sets, I really decided I wanted to push myself. So I picked up 2 30-pound kettlebells for a total of 60 pounds of resistance. So if it looks like I'm struggling a little bit more in this last set, that's because I am. I was really pushing it. Okay, so moving on to the very last exercise. Now we've got leg extensions. As you can see, I'm just doing some adjustments. Getting set up for the leg extension machine does take quite a bit of adjusting, especially if you're really short like me, or alternatively, if you are very tall. One bit of advice I can give you is if you're shorter like me, it's probably gonna be more comfortable for you to have the back pad pushed up almost the entire way up. And then for the shin pad that's going to be resting against the front of your legs, make sure that it's not so low that it's on your feet. Kind of like how this one is positioned on my shins there. It's not on my feet, it's on my shins. So if you take a look at the top left corner here, this is my at-home alternative. All you really need is a chair. So sit down so that your femurs, your thighs are completely parallel to the ground. And then to simulate the leg extension, all you really have to do is slowly raise 1 foot at a time. Now for resistance, you can use a resistance band. However, I'd actually recommend, if you have it, using ankle weights. Ankle weights are a lot less cumbersome when it comes to this. Again, you don't have to fuss around with, trying to keep the band on your foot or your ankle or whatever. You don't have to worry about it snapping up. So if you have ankle weights, I would recommend using ankle weights. And again, all you really need is a chair or a bench so that your thighs are parallel to the ground. And we are done with the resistance training portion of my workout, but we are not done with the full workout. Cooling down with a really good stretch is one of the most important aspects of a good, well-rounded physical fitness routine. Don't neglect stretching. Don't neglect taking a few moments to just cool your body down and let your body relax post-workout. The stretch you see me doing right now is actually something that I again learned in physical therapy. I mentioned earlier in the video that I had physical therapy last year for chronic Achilles tendonitis, and this is another stretch that I got from physical therapy. I did this every single PT session that I had, and even though I'm long done with physical therapy, I still incorporate it into my stretching routine post-workout every single time I am stretching. I really have to do this to help maintain my recovery for my tendonitis. And I'm on my phone there because I got my timer going for 1 minute for each side. What personally works best for me is incorporating yoga into my stretching routine. I really don't think that there is a wrong way to stretch, honestly. Use this video to gather whatever stretching variations you'd like. I rely on my phone quite a bit when I'm stretching for the timer and for, YouTube or whatever I'm listening to. But a recommendation I would give is when you're going for stretches, I recommend to hold for at least 30 seconds, maybe a minute if you have the time. I almost always do a headstand as part of my stretching routine. There are a lot of reasons I enjoy doing a headstand as part of my post-workout kind of cool down stretching routine. Excellent way of working on my balance, proprioception. This takes a significant amount of core strength, especially from the abdominals. I get questions a lot of like how I do it, and the best piece of advice I can give for like kind of preparing your body for a headstand is to work on your core strength. Particularly focus a lot on your abdominals because it takes a lot of abs to do this. It took me about a full year to get from knees bent headstand to legs completely erect in the air, and I'm at a point now where I can do it completely unassisted without, you know, feeling like I need to be by a wall or something like that. I've also started to kind of experiment with variations and doing things with my legs while I'm up there. So yeah, this is my headstand. I don't expect you to do this. Beyond headstand, my next goal is to build up to a forearm stand. That is the next, that's kind of the next progression. I expect that to take quite a bit of time to work up to. So my headphones died toward the end of my stretch. Luckily it was pretty much through my workout before they died, but it still sucks. I was in the middle of my headstand. Let's go get Starbucks. Good morning, welcome to Starbucks. Hi, I'm picking up a mobile for Brianna.
You got check coming up.
Thank you.
Hey, Brianna.
Yep.
You have a great day.
Thank you so much. Okay, we just got home with our Starbs. That's a wrap. Well, that was a really good workout. I feel very good. Feel invigorated and exercised, and I hope you learned something as well. I was trying to like do the outro as I was like in the parking lot. I have no idea how people like set up a camera and drive and like talk while they're driving. I wasn't holding the camera as I was driving, but I don't know, it still feels kind of unsafe to just like be talking to the camera as I'm driving. So I was like, yeah, let's not do that, even though my camera's like set up. But anyway, yeah, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you would like to see more similar content like this is the first workout I've posted in like 3 years to my channel. I want to offer you guys like more fitness related bits and more fitness education stuff beyond reacting to beach body workouts. So if you guys like this, let me know, and maybe I'll start doing these a little bit more. I'll pepper them in here and there. Again, if you did like it, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more content similar to this, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one. Queen Lemon, over and out. And I hear the dogs going crazy because I just pulled in the garage, so let's go see some dogs. Go.